Got the new radiator for the OBS. Let's check it out. I'm excited. Like new shiny parts. Cooling fan. Two cooling fans. Got a caution check hood clearance before closing. That didn't work as planned. Nice and shiny, and almost be ashamed to paint it black. But I don't care. Black's gonna look better. All right, get this radiator together. See if we can get it in the truck. First off, make sure you look at your instructions and file them away in a safe place. Let's see, we got this nice little fan shroud. I guess we want the name up top. That seems pretty straightforward. Pretty nice fit. Got bolts and we got rivets. Not sure what the rivets are for. Plastic clips for the fans. That goes down. Done this a few times over the years. I think I'm qualified enough. It doesn't really fit, does it? It doesn't fit either. I got different brackets. Maybe I'm not as qualified as I thought. There we go. Gonna assemble this with the protective film on. I'll probably take it all back apart. Take that off later. Like I said, I think I want to paint the whole radiator black. Make it kind of blend in. Nothing else shiny on this truck. Go, or do these need to go like that? Which way do I want to do it? Square. Or round up? That is the question. That might make for some cleaner wires. Cut these cheesy connectors off and put some Deutsch connectors on there later. We're going to go with that. Kind of fits. Get that one upside down. Nope, kind of doesn't fit. Maybe they have to go the other way. Man, you'd really think they'd give some instructions with this. Would be nice. Nope, I don't like the way that looks. Looks better like this. I think it's just slightly off. Ah, it's not slightly off. Just got to be tweaked a little bit. There we go. Sure, the ugga-duggas are frowned upon. That'll be all right. It's got a warranty. Probably doesn't cover that though. That was nice. Got an extra bolt. Ah, we got rivets there. That's kind of too big. Need some 1/4-inch bolts for that. We are not qualified. Let's see. Oh, I'm ripping it. Stall fans to strap. Rail mount, bracket mount, flat mount. like they were supposed to give me bolts for that. That's kind of crap. Maybe it's not going to work. Now we got to go find bolts. I got these really short ones. Perfect. I'll go back later and put a lock washer and maybe some flat washers on there. Stack of tires works a pretty good table when all the other tables are full. I do really like how this radiator is 4 NLS with the inlet and the outlet on the same side. That's going to fit nice. There, we got it. Now we're going to get it in the truck. Okay, this bar's got to go. I already test fit it, and it hangs a little low here, and then the filler kind of comes up, so I'm going to cut it out. I'd like to try to put it back in some way or another. We shall see. Got my safety squints and a almost dead battery. Let's see what we got. Need a whammer. Okay. Not to scratch it or drop it. Where's the little rubber pieces? I think that's right. Fits pretty nice down in there. Something's not right with the rubber pieces. Maybe they're not the right rubber pieces. Just a radiator. Or maybe those are the top ones. To cut them or not to cut them? That's the question. "29 inches there." And we got pretty much 29 inches there. So here's the little bit of dilemma. That's supposed to go there, but the little side ears don't really go around that. So, thinking, just cut. That will sit right into that. That's my plan. If it don't work, well, hopefully I can buy these. Should probably look that up first. But now we're just gonna cut it. I mean, what's the worst that could go wrong? Seems to fit better. You didn't know he's got little nipples on them that you kind of have to pull from the bottom and lock it in the sheet metal down there. It doesn't move. A lot of times when you take them out, you break them. Again, it's pretty good rubber, considering they didn't break when I took them out. one more try. Really see it's in there or not. It is not. Looks like it though. And this core support is slightly bent. It doesn't sit in there perfectly straight. Got an idea. Bent. Won't be able to run the hood, but not going anywhere. Yeah, it's probably a terrible idea. But we do have plenty of room around everything. That's nice. Kind of worried about that upper pipe. Actually move the motor forward, but no, I don't want to do that. Better center of gravity where it's at, I think. All right, well, I think that's going to be it for today. I need to brainstorm how I want to mount the top of that. I'm going to do it right the first time, so. Welcome back to the Speedfire Fab channel. Today I'm out in the shop and I've got a plan to get this radiator mounted in the OBS build. So I've brainstormed for a few weeks, went through quite a few different ideas. I'll walk out through a few of those, but I've kind of landed on one that I like. I think it'll work. It'll be clean. Now I just got to make it happen. So the original plan, we're going to put the factory brackets that bolt in one of these sets of holes, and they kind of clamp around here. Basically like this one, they hold a little rubber. I couldn't find my brackets, factory ones. I was at Summit last week and said, I'm going to buy a set. So I bought them. I get here and I'm like, these don't fit. What is going on? Then my dumb self realizes I didn't read the details. They're for 81 to 87. This is a 1990. So yeah, that's that was the dumb mistake on my part, not paying attention. I couldn't find a set to actually fit this truck, and then last weekend I was at car show, and there was one of these trucks there, and I got to looking at it and realized that I don't have the brackets because the brackets were built into the upper radiator shroud, the plastic radiator fan shroud. I got rid of that 2 years ago when I put it on another truck that I had that I ended up selling. So yeah, I don't have that. Not that it would matter anyways, because you can't use it with the electric fans. So that simple plan kind of went out the window. And then I tried to find a way to make these earlier brackets fit, and they just don't. And I really want to put that piece of square tube back in here and cap this off and make it real nice and smooth and kind of hide the radiator, because I think that looks better versus having brackets hanging out here. So I had the thought of welding a tab to here with a drilled and tapped or a nut cert or something and run a bolt down through, but that's complicated, and then you're just sucking the radiator out of the lower channel, which is going to get loose. I've learned my lesson over the years not to use this channel for any mounts because it's not really structural. It's just welded here and down there. 10 times out of 10 that will break. So I've got a new plan, and that is I'm going to make some aluminum tabs similar to these. You're going to go basically right there. We'll weld it to the radiator. This side needs to be a little shorter. The other side actually needs to be a little longer. Weld it to the radiator. Drill a hole right there and put a nut insert. That will allow it to bolt straight up, flush, clean. Easy to service if I need to take it out with just 2 bolts. It's very similar to how the 06 radiator mounted. It had one for the fan and one on each side for the radiator, but basically same concept. I think that'll be nice and clean. And then that will allow me to put my tube back in here. I'll have to stop it about right here. Probably put some kind of radius and carry it over. Then I can plate the top of that and make that all smooth like I originally wanted to. And you really won't see the radiator, you won't see these brackets because it'll be covered. I just have the filler cap sticking out. I think that's the best approach. All I have is aluminum plate. Or all I have is 1/4 inch aluminum plate. It's got to be aluminum because it's aluminum radiator, but 1/4 inch is basically the max my machine will handle. So I'm hoping, I don't know how thick this is. Definitely going to void the warranty on that. But I think it's the best route. Like I said, I've brainstormed this for a couple weeks, and this is what I've been stuck on the last 3 or 4 days, so I'm going to roll with it. So we need to get this transferred over into CAD so we can make a couple new ones. Like I said, it needs to be a little shorter over here, a little longer over there. So I'm just going to make them, well, we'll figure all that out in a minute. Okay, the long one's gonna go over here. We need it to be flush. Get the short one like that. Clean up this a little bit. Really? The battery's dead already. All right, I'm by no means a TIG expert, definitely not an aluminum expert, but what I have learned the hard way, you want to put your ground clamp directly on your radiator or your cooler, whatever it is you're welding. It's not a good idea to clamp it to your table and then let your part or your radiator ground through the table. I did that one time. It took the path of least resistance and it grounded out to one of these cooling tubes, burned a big hole in it, and the whole thing was trash at that point. Never could get it fixed, never could get it stopped leaking. So, any kind of fluid coolers, put your clamp on the part. It's close enough. I mean, that one's pretty bad. That one's not too bad, though. I mean, could definitely be worse. Yeah, we'll just ignore that little spot. That one's pretty good. See if it fits. Not too bad. There's a little bit of a gap there. But I think I can work with that. Looks nice and clean. I like it. I just need to mark the holes. Drill holes in the core support to put the nut inserts. Bolt it down, and then I'll start trimming out the top.